Okay, hey, what's up? So, like, I just got back, basically, from seeing Iron Lung, and I freaking loved it, and it was amazing. I absolutely adored that movie. That was insane. And honestly, like, I just want to ramble about it, and I figured it'd be funny to play some Iron Lung again while talking about the movie. I know I said I'd be taking a break, and after this I still intend to take a small, like, couple days off. But, like, I want to talk about this movie because, oh my god, it was so good. Also, I am going to be 100%, like, I was going to, like, massive disclaimer, I'm going to spoil this movie, like, straight up. I'm going to be talking about some of the last scenes and stuff. I'm going to be talking about a couple of scenes throughout the movie. I'm going to be spoiling things. If you haven't seen the movie, go do it, please. Like, genuinely, I freaking loved it. It's genuinely fantastic. I'm not even just saying that because, oh, it's Markiplier, it's funny. I loved this movie. It was such an intense and fun experience. In fact, you know, let me start the game. Let me start the game. Yeah, the lore. Yep. The Ocean of Blood, I'm a convict. I am main character, I am Markiplier, guys, no way. Successfully you earn your freedom. That's gonna happen, guys. I'm gonna be free. Alright. Oh my gosh, like, going back, like, the low polys and everything, going from that to this. Oh yeah, this thing. Man, this whole, like, piece of paper. It's kind of funny how they played that in the movie. I'll talk about that later. Yeah, we got the button and everything. Yeah. Well, I guess let's go ahead and, like, actually, like, time for the slow process of getting a move on. Anyways, Iron Lung movie. Freaking... Okay, so, I gotta figure out, like, where do I want to start with this? Because, like, there's a lot to say about it. I guess I'll start off by just, like, I don't know, the setup of the movie and everything. Like, the way everything has been, like, set up and, like, designed. Like, from the beginning. Like, location-wise, I mean. Like, I think it was really cool. I think it was really interesting how the movie, like, is inside, like, you know, the whole, like, submarine, the Voyager, whatever. I thought it was really cool how the entire time, like, we're just stuck in the freaking sub. Even when we, like... Even when, like, Markiplier, Simon, main character, I think that's technically, like, spoiler, but again, spoilers. It's like, you know, when Simon gets taken back up into the actual, like, human world. Human world? Right. Gets taken out to the surface. I think it's really interesting how it's like, you don't get to really see the outdoors. You don't get to see outside. It literally just, you're in that submarine the entire freaking time. And I think that's just really, like, I don't know. I think that's really just cool. I like that a lot. I think that's just really interesting. So yeah, I just think that was, like, pretty freaking awesome, dude. Ooh, hey now. Relax. But, you know, it's like, I just think, like, yeah. I'm like, already it's kind of like, I totally thought, like, going in, it was going to be, like, there's going to be some, like, establishing, like, shots, or maybe it'll be like, oh, we get to see, like, we get to see Simon entering the submarine. No, it's literally just, it starts how the game starts. It is just in the submarine as you descend. Except, unlike in the movie where Simon gets to go back up for a little bit, we're just stuck here, down here the whole time. I think that's really cool. I think that's just really, like, whoa. So yeah, I just think the setup was, like the start of the movie was just very, like, it wasn't what I expected it to be. Like, I thought I was gonna, like, do something, like, it was gonna do something a little different. But no, it was basically just like the game. Which is, like, that's pretty freaking cool. Let me see here. Because I wrote down a few notes. I'm probably rambling a bit, but, you know, it's okay. It's part of the fun. I basically just got back from seeing it, so... Oh, we gotta take picture. No? Oh, right, the angle. I forgot. Forgot about the angle. It's fine, y'all. Let me in. Oh, yeah. Thingies. Man, there's also, like, the freaking, like... The terminal thingy, heck yeah. Password. Rick. I'm not gonna go into too much. You know, I probably should actually look into that a little bit more, but like, you know, it's fine. Let's see. Next on my notes, like, I wrote down, Mark is an awesome actor. And, like, yeah, Markiplier's really, like... I was very pleasantly surprised by, like, freaking Markiplier's acting ability. Because, like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, I knew the guy could, like, act and all that. Like, I haven't seen, like, some of his other, like, projects with, like, a heist with Markiplier, like, Markiplier in space or whatever. Like, I should do that. And I was like, I knew the guy had a bit of, like, had some, like, acting and potential, like, I knew the guy was, like, I've always kind of thought, like, he could do pretty good with acting, like, the trailer showed a lot of promise, but, like, yeah, no. I was a little worried that the movie was going to be one of those things where it's like, I couldn't take it as seriously because it's Markiplier, you know? But I'm actually very pleasantly surprised by the fact that, like, no, it's like, his acting was just so, like, actually, like, genuinely really good, to the point where it's kind of like, oh yeah, this is Markiplier. It's like, I kind of forget that this is, in fact, the funny, like, this is the guy who, like, over 10 years ago, like 12 years, like 11 years ago at this point, was, like, playing Five Nights at Freddy's, and, like, getting spooked and all that. And, like, he's on the big screen and everything, and I'm just like, what? Really cool to see that. But, yeah, no, it's, like, genuinely, especially, like, towards, like, the second half of the movie, when everything just kind of starts going crazy. Like, his acting was so good. It was, like, whoa. Genuinely just... It's like, man, you're actually making me, like, feel stuff here. And, like, I freaking love it. Very, like, yeah. No, like, genuinely... like, Markiplier's acting ability is genuinely so good. Which makes me happy, because, like, I could tell, like, he put a lot... He was very, like... It's pretty obvious he was really passionate, put a lot of, like... Oh, I get thingy. He had a lot of... It was clear he had a lot of passion for the project, and, like, yeah, no, it showed, because he was just... He went off. It was awesome. I guess, what else do I got listed on here? I guess, like, okay, yeah, you know what... They're kind of... My notes are kind of all kind of wacky, because, like... I just wrote, like, a bunch of things that just came to mind, like, immediate, like... Whatever came to mind is just, like, write down.
Oxygen notification.
Oh, no, the oxygen. Like, honestly, I thought the movie was genuinely, like, actually, like... It was genuinely, like, really tense. Like, it was actually kind of scary, you know? Like, it was legitimately, like, a very, like, tense movie. I really liked how, like... It's like, you could tell, like, okay, things are not going well. And, like, you just kind of feel that. It's like everything's just kind of falling apart and everything in the movie, and it's just... Ooh, it is so intense. And honestly, I freaking loved it. Like, it had me on the edge of my seat for, like... Most of the runtime, like, pretty much most of it. Like, I was just... Holy crap. Like, it was very crazy. Like, it was super... It was so cool! I'm realizing, like, I sound... like a maniac who's just rambling on about, like, whatever the hell. Because, like, this kind of sounding a little, like, all over the place. Because it kind of is, because, again, I basically just watched it. So I probably shouldn't be, like, recording this immediately after, like, watching the movie. But, like, I want to yap. Because it was just so cool. It was so cool. So, you know, genuinely, like, just... Especially towards, like... It's like... Especially towards, like, the end of the movie. Like, the end of the movie got, like, so, like... When everything was just, like, all bloody, everything was all, like... The ship was getting completely filled with blood. It was very high energy, very intense. Like... It was so cool. It was so awesome. And, yeah, no, it's like... Cause, like, I also had, like, two, like, college buddies with me. And we were just, like, all watching the movie. And it was just, like... I was, like, looking over, I could tell, like, they were just, like, also, like, really, like, invested in, like, the spookiness of it all. And it was just so cool. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Whoever did, like, the special effects and the makeup for the movie, like, holy crap, they did a phenomenal job, dog. Like, top-notch quality, because, like, holy crap. It was genuinely like the movie had like what, a $3 million budget, which which I'm pretty sure that's pretty low for like, especially for like an indie like film like that. But holy crap, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like, you would not be able to tell that with like the quality of the effects and everything. It was so good. Like, especially towards like, again, I keep like everything kind of peaks at the end of the movie, to be fair, which like good, I'm glad it does, because like that's kind of like that's kind of the intention. But it's like especially like the effects towards like the freaking like, I'm like I'm just mainly thinking of like towards the end of the movie when like Simon has to like, you know, what was the whole thing, like get in the black box, you know, get the archive of like, what was it, CM8, and like trying to just like, you know, keep that all safe and everything, while all like the like eldritch horrors and everything try to like basically kill the guy and all that stuff. Very crazy, like very crazy part of the movie. I'm like, a lot was kind of going on there. But it was like, I mainly just think of like because like Simon had like his arms like bandaged for like most of the movie and everything, and I just think like, let me go down so I don't die. It's like when he took off like the bandages and everything and like showed off all of his freaking like wounds and everything. Like, holy crap, that was genuinely like, ugh. It was kind of like gross. It was very gross. But like, it looked really cool. It looked really good. I'm also thinking of like when like again like when Simon gets his arm stuck and like he has to rip his whole arm off. I saw that and I'm like, oh my god. It's like in my mind I'm like, please don't. I know you kind of have to, but like, please don't rip off your arm. And then he does it. It's like, oh my god. Oh yeah, I forgot you did that. I'm surprised that I didn't like. I'm actually a little surprised. I don't know. I didn't really see like much of the whole like the pipes, like the steam, like the pipes and all that, like kind of going up. I was expecting that to be like a thing in the movie, but it really wasn't. Which I think is funny. But you know, it's like those moments in general were just like, they were so gross. And they were kind of awesome for that. Like, it was just so, like... And just in general, like, especially like the submarine, like, the slow decay of everything, and just everything falling apart, it getting more and more bloody, and, like, beaten up, and just everything. It was so cool. It was so cool. What else do I got here? Oh yeah, the world building aspect, because, like... I mean, granted, there's a bit of, like, lore stuff with, like, the computer here that I'm not actually, like, entirely sure about. But, like, I really like what they did with the world building for, like, you know, this whole, like, world they have going here. Because, like, let's be real, this game is, like, really simple. It's basically just go to locations, take pictures, you die at the end, bada boom, bing boom bop. It's like, there's a bit of lore stuff in the background, ooh. But then it's like, yeah, it's very, like... You can be done with this game. It's like, we're gonna get these done. We're like basically halfway through the game once we get these 3, and like it's only been like 17 minutes, so it's a short game. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like I thought the way they expanded on like the relatively like I guess small world, it was probably like more, again, take that with a grain of salt. But like, the way they expanded on like the world and everything in the movie was so like really cool. It was very interesting, and I freaking loved it. It was so cool. What else I got here? I'm kind of realizing I'm running out of notes, but like I barely made a dent into this game, which is hilarious. But because yeah, like I'm trying to think of like specific moments. It's kind of like there's just a lot. It's like really like a lot of my favorite moments were basically just the entire ending sequence. Like the second half is where things really pick up in terms of like just everything, and it's really cool and really well done. I guess I can like talk about, because I know like some people have been complaining about like the pacing of the movie, and like people have been talking about like, oh yeah, the pacing of the movie is like slow and not like, you know, not like the greatest. And I'm just over here thinking like, I don't know, I thought the pacing of the movie was fine. Like, people are saying it kind of, like, was slow at the beginning, and I'm kind of like, yeah, that's kind of the point I gathered. It definitely, like, it felt, like, very intentional. Like, yeah, we're kind of easing you into things. It's gonna feel a bit slow at first. But, like, you're just getting adjusted to everything, you know? It's like, I didn't think it was really that egregious. And, like, honestly, like, when things start, like... What the heck? Okay. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I thought the pacing was fine. I can kind of... There might be, like, a couple moments here or there I can sort of maybe get, like, it being a little bit, like, slow. Like, maybe, mainly with, like, explaining certain aspects and stuff. But, like, I don't know. I personally didn't mind it. I thought it was perfectly, like, I thought it was very much fine. Like, it was not a big deal to me. It's like, I think in general, I think it was, I personally believe, and maybe I'm not, like, the best when it comes to, like, figuring out pacing or whatever, proper pacing, I don't know. I thought it was fine. It didn't feel slow to me at all, so. Or, it did feel slow at the a bit slow at the beginning, but, like, it's a slow burn type of movie. You know? It's like, it's very much just like, yeah, we're gonna ease you into it, but then more and more it's gonna get more messed up and it's gonna be awesome. And I thought that was just like, okay, that was pretty cool. I quite enjoyed that. I think there was one thing I like in my notes I do want to talk about, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit because I want to like talk about that when we like get to a certain moment. There's so much. There's a lot I could say about the movie. Like gush about in terms of just like the overall presentation and like the acting and everything. Like it's just because like there's not a ton of like particularly like just standout like moments in the movie in terms of just like how do I word this in a way? Because like I'm not trying to say the movie was boring because it definitely wasn't boring. But it's also kind of one of those things where it's just it was basically like a constant like. It was constantly just like intense, you know? It was consistent, like very tense feeling and very crazy. If that like makes a bit more sense, I guess. I don't know. So it's kind of one of those things where like it's not a movie that's gonna have like insanely like massive like constant high octane tons of like crazy moments. It's gonna be like, you know. Again, it's a bit of a slow burn kind of movie. Which is fine. Which is good. It's like it focused more on being like the atmospheric and like, you know, focusing a bit more on just expanding the world it has. Which I think is pretty cool. And again, like, I don't know. It's like everyone did really good in the acting. Like, I know I was talking a lot about Markiplier, but like the people over like the like intercom and stuff, it's like they put a lot of like they put the work in as well. Like it got really intense at points, and I just very good. Oh no, we are surrounded. That's pretty crazy. I don't think I have much else to add, honestly. It's just, it was a movie that was just so much fun to, like, go through and, like, just watch with people. Like, it was just very good, fun theater experience. Very crazy. It was great. I will say, like, the theater I had, like, the theater we went to was not, like, crazy busy. Maybe it's a little unfortunate, but I also don't mind too much. I don't know. I just think it's cool that like I think it's really cool how it's like, yeah, like Markiplier had this whole like idea, like he played freaking Iron Lung, he loved it so much he wanted to make a movie out of it, and then he went on to make the movie, and it turned out really good. Like genuinely, it's kind of one of those things where like I want to see more movies directed by Markiplier. Like in the future, because this was it was genuinely like such a really good. It was such a really it was so intense. It was crazy, and like the added bit of like the world building and stuff, and just so much like because like the movie leaves you with like a lot of questions and stuff, and I think that's good. I think that's interesting. Hello. Like, I'm happy the movie kind of, like, doesn't spell everything out for you and you have to, like, try and figure out some stuff. And it still leaves you with questions about the world and everything. I just think that's really cool. You know? Ah, frick my bones. So yeah, I guess those are a lot of my general thoughts. This is probably very, like, it's probably really disjointed. But whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Like, I'm not over here, like, trying to give some big old, like, I don't know, like, nostalgia critic review. I don't know, that was, like, the first guy that came to mind. I just wanted to, like, kind of gush about the movie and just kind of ramble about it because I thought it'd be fun. And then it gives me a reason to, like, replay Iron Lung again because that'd be funny. You know, I will say, if there's anything I will say about this game, I am definitely glad I don't need to worry about any sort of crawl space or whatever in this game. Something that was, like, a big thing that was, like, throughout the movie. It was, like, having to crawl in the crawl space to, like, get stuff. And, like, solve these, like, some of the issues in the movie. And I'm kind of like, okay. It's like, that wasn't in the game. But I'm kind of glad it wasn't in the game. Because, like, I don't know if I want to deal with that. There's definitely, like, yeah. It definitely, like, some stuff in the movie was kind of like, okay, definitely gotta, like... Definitely wasn't in the game, but, like, it was still cool looking, so I guess whatever. And yeah, there's some stuff where I'm kind of like, I have a few, like, there's, like, one thing I need to, like, I'm kind of been theorizing about. I could be completely wrong about it, but, like, we'll get there when we get there. Soon. But, like, there's, like, one, like, there's, like, one of the big parts of the movie, like, throughout the second half of the movie, it's kind of, like, something I thought was, like, okay, I need to, like... The more I thought about it, the more I was like, wait, this specific moment reminds me of this moment in the game, so I want to get to that point. Which we're getting there. It is kind of interesting going back to this game, because, like, I don't know. Like, watching the movie and then, like, playing this game is, like, actually, you know, the game also kind of has a bit of, like, a slow burn kind of feel to it. Because, like, not a lot's really happened so far in this game, outside of a couple of small things. Like, I know, like, towards the end of the game, it gets, like, all crazy and stuff. Oh, God, the oxygen. Oh, no. But, yeah, it's like, I just think, it's like, oh, yeah, this game kind of also has that kind of slow burn to it. Which, I mean, I think the movie does actually a pretty good job of, like, replicating that kind of feeling. Of, like, just a slow, like, you're descending into something that, like, ultimately, yeah, you should never have gotten into a situation in the first place, but you're in it now and you gotta deal with it, so. Oh yeah, fire. Hold on, let me deal with that. Hold on. What up? Ow, frick. I didn't realize you can get burned by that. That's pretty funny. Okay, cool, we're good. I didn't realize you can get yourself hit by the fire. That's kind of funny. I will say, like, I'm glad they brought back, they put the fire, like, the whole, like, oh yeah, the place does catch on fire a little bit. They kept that in the movie, and I'm kind of like, haha, yes. This did, in fact, happen in the original game. I'm still a little surprised they didn't, like, have, like, moments of, like, the steam, like, kind of, like, spewing out a bit, but, like, eh. Boom. Bada. Bing. Yeah. Alright, time to get this. Now this, I'm like, ooh, I gotta. This part, I got some, like, things that I want to, like, theorize about. And by theorize, it's probably a question. Because, like, I think the movie is also kind of one of these, right? I kind of feel like I need to go back and, like rewatch some stuff in the movie. Like, I feel like there's definitely some things I've probably missed. Or, like, some, like, there's probably some stuff in the game that makes a bit more sense. Or, like, some stuff in the movie that's explained a little bit better after playing the game. So kind of go back and, like, try to see some stuff with that. Oops. I was going a little too fast. I accidentally crashed. My bad. I mean, I knew I was going a little bit fast there, but like I thought I had a little bit more time to slow down. Get more steam. Yeah, here we go. The weird, like, oh, I'm tripping. Oh, the tripping out. The slight bit of weirdness. Oh, brother. Oh me, oh my. Yep. And then the angle having to be like that. Yeah, like the weird, like, oh, I'm tripping thing. I'm tripping out. I take the picture. Boom. The weird thing. The weird anomaly. Anyways, I was kind of wondering if, like, that weird, like, anomaly thing, like, the weird, like, sounds it makes. It's kind of making me wonder if it has something to do with, like... Because I know, like, towards, like, the second half, there's, like, the whole thing of, like... Oh, is Simon hearing voices in his head thing? And, like, he, like, encounters, like, all this weird freaking stuff. Like, a lot of... Oh, my bones. Just hearing a lot of just, like, you know, the voices and stuff. A lot of weird stuff. It's like, were the voices real? Were they fake? It's like, you know? It's like, was the creature Simon was trying to, like, basically get away from? Like, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's basically just like the Eldritch Horrors, you know? It's like the Eldritch Horrors were talking to our main character, who is played by Markiplier. By Markipliers. So I'm kind of wondering if, like, the anomaly, like, there, like, the weird, like, whatever. The mysterious thing has something to do with that. Because, like, I'm not sure. But it sure is odd. Oh, yeah, here we get the whole, like, yoink. And then the eye. Ow. You frick. And yeah, everything just kind of starts to fall apart here. Everything just kind of starts to go off the deep end, kind of like what happens in the movie. God, the sound design and everything in this game, though. It's still creepy. Like, let's be real here. It's still a creepy freaking game. That's why it's awesome. And that's probably why this game, like, Markiplier wanted to make a movie off of this game, because it's really, like... It may seem a bit slow, because it kind of is a little bit slow. But it's also, like, it's creepy. It's intense. And I'm very glad that the movie kind of kept that level of intensity going. Because, man, it was just so, like... Yep, the last bit of oxygen. We're screwed. Much like how Markiplier in the movie was screwed as well. Mr. Simon. At this point, I don't really have much else to say about the movie. Like, again, I just kind of like just gushing about like just everything about it. Like, I tend to gush about like whenever I really like something, I tend to just kind of talk about like a more general sense, like a lot of general stuff about it, just because it's kind of easier to describe stuff. But like, yeah, no. If there's any like, oh yeah, then the place starts filling with blood. This is like the ending sequence. Except not quite as crazy, but also like still pretty crazy. But also like the whole ending sequence when the place actually, like in the movie, when it actually, like the sub actually does like fill up with blood and get all like everything just goes downhill completely. It was so crazy. Such an, like, it was such a good way, like such a cool, like very like intense finale to the movie. I genuinely loved it. Like, it was so good. And then, much like how the movie ends, we got our coordinates. We got our coordinates. 295. Much like how the movie ends, we just gotta, we're gonna go get the picture. Bada boom. At least I don't have to like conserve any sort of like evidence or like confidential information that could save humanity. At least I don't gotta worry about that. So, no crawl spaces or anything. I don't gotta protect nothing. I just die. It works out. Information ultimately raised by questions and answers. Satellite images show the pieces of the S-13 scattered all over the bottom of the trench as though it had been torn apart by some huge beast. Records cannot be reached this time. No photographs have been recovered. No photographs have been recovered, which is interesting because, like, throughout the movie, it's like, oh yeah, they actually get some of the photographs from, like, the ship and stuff, which is pretty cool. So it's like, here it's like, oh yeah, nothing was recovered. It's like, ah, womp womp, I guess. There's also no needing to ram into anything. Because I know that was a whole part of the movie where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to attach this whole thing to your game ship where you gotta, like, run into things to get evidence. You run into things in the game, you freaking die. It's great. There's definitely a bunch of differences and stuff, and a lot of, like, cool things with that. But, yeah, no. Overall, though, like, yeah, I'm like, there's a lot of, like, specifics I could probably talk about and probably should talk about, but, like, I'll just leave it at that. Such a good movie. Like, genuinely, I don't have any complaints, really. I thought it was paced well, I thought it was scary, and it looked really good. I had a great time. I loved it. This was probably one of my favorite movies, though. It's also kind of like, I am also not a huge movie person, so, like, I don't know. There's probably a lot of other movies I probably would enjoy more, but yeah, I still had a great time here. I still love the movie. I'm very happy to have seen it. I don't have anything else to say, really. I really hope there's some level of coherence to it. If not, it's fine. I'm sure people don't mind hearing me just incoherently yap about whatever, so as long as y'all were entertained. Anyways, I'm going to leave this off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.